Welcome to the 2014 commencement exercises of the Greenfield Community College Practical Nursing Program. This is our 21st graduating class, and tonight 29 new graduates will become practical nurses. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Virginia Wall. I'm the coordinator of the program. At this time, I would also like to introduce the nursing faculty. Our full-time faculty are Ann Forcier, Krista Klein, our clinical faculty are Karen Lostowski. I saw her there somewhere. Lori Munier, who I don't think is here, but and Mary Lisa Murphy, who wasn't able to make it, and Natalie Alexander, our current faculty. In addition, I would like to present Dr. Robert Pura, President of Greenfield Community College. Dr. Cheryl Haruska, Chief of Academic Affairs. And Terrence Lynn, past Dean of Professional Studies. Also, I'd like to introduce Mary Ellen Feidenkevitz, Dean of Engineering, Math, Nursing, and Science. Where'd she go? Around here somewhere. And Nancy Craig Williams, Assistant Dean of Nursing. Also, I wish to recognize all of you, the friends and families of the graduates who have provided support and encouragement over 10 very long months. I know that many of you traveled long distances just to be here tonight. On behalf of the class of 2014, thank you for your support and for the sacrifices you may have made this year. Finally, and most importantly, the nursing faculty and I congratulate you, the class of 2014. You made it. Congratulations. And now Dr. Pura will give the welcoming address.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you. I told you guys. I said I'd see you pinning. You did it. Congratulations. So my job this afternoon, is to welcome you all on behalf of the faculty, the staff, the rest of the student body, our boards, the trustee board, and our foundation, who really do all work together to build this wonderful vehicle, this incredible vessel that helps to transform lives for all of our students. And we're so proud of each and every one of you. I want to also say congratulations to all of you who helped get every one of these students to this moment. So thank you all once again. Also, to our wonderful faculty and staff who day in and day out set aside their real life outside of their work, drive into the campus and the classrooms, and focus all of their energy, their passion, and their commitment to healthcare and to nursing into all of you. So I want to say thank you very much to all of you. Let me just take this moment to recognize Dean Terry Lynn and also to Dean Mary Ellen Feidenkevitz. Dean Lynn has been steadfast in his support for all of the nursing programs and has provided the leadership to help establish the ADN to BSN completion program. Unfortunately for GCC, Dean Lynn has accepted a position in New York City. Terry, we wish you nothing but the very best, and we're grateful for the time and all of your commitment here at GCC. Mary Ellen, we're so pleased that you will be working with Ginny and Nancy Craig Williams and all of the faculty and all of the nursing programs, ensuring that ongoing leadership and support continues. Well, you guys sure picked a great time to become a nurse. No, I mean it. You really have picked a great time to become a nurse. Healthcare has never been more challenging, When you think about the financial pressures, when you think about all of the political pressures, when you think about the new technologies, and all the different ways that quality is measured and all of the emphasis on increasing quality, nor has there ever been a more significant time for quality nursing. So let me just share a few quick but very brief points as I welcome you. Maybe we can categorize it as a little advice. One, as a nurse, you really are the most important tool that you will use in healthcare. You are the most important tool to the healing of your patients. Don't forget to take care of that tool. You've been taught to use and respect all of the tools of healthcare. And just like anybody in a garage or anybody who works in technology, they really do take care of their tools. You are the most important tool in the healing of your patients. You need to take care of yourself. Number two, you have learned from the best about becoming the best. You will get a nursing position, and the culture of that healthcare organization might change the procedures or the protocols from which that you have learned here. They might change. The organization cultures in the hospitals and the facilities that you work in might change things. And difference is okay, as long as difference does not mean not as good. So trust the compass about what's right and what is good from what's been planted here during your time as a student. You will become a nurse. Things might be different, but you know what good is all about. Stay true to that. Number three, nursing is both an art and a science. Know and respect both. Know how to bring both to your care and to your practice. And four, as I stated just a bit ago, healthcare is very complex. And right now, the environments in hospitals and healthcare facilities are swirling around with all of that complexity and a great deal of uncertainty. Rising costs, new technology, old technology, quality metrics, insurance metrics, the politics of healthcare, the list goes on and on and on. And it's easy, really easy to get sucked into that swirl. But never, ever forget why you're there. Never, ever forget the bottom line when it comes to nursing, when it comes to healing, and that is your patient. So when all of that is swirling around, you're not quite sure what to do, and in those moments when all those pressures are upon you as a nurse, ask yourself, what is the best that I can do for my patient? The answer to that question will always steer you right. Congratulations to all of you. Can't wait to give you a diploma, and we'll see you in just a minute. Congratulations.
Thank you. And now we're going to give out our nursing awards. Natalie Alexander, our current clinical nursing faculty, will present them. The first one is for academic excellence, and it will go to Kara Cook. They're a surprise in case you didn't guess. And the other is for clinical excellence, and that will go to Ann Lasella. Our graduate address is given by a graduate who has been chosen by the class, and this year, this is Francisco Santiago.
thought the worst was over. Welcome, President, Dean, professors, family, friends, and welcome to you, my fellow classmates, and soon-to-be nurses and nurses. For some reason that is beyond my comprehension, I was given the honor of speaking to all of you tonight. On behalf of my classmates, I guess they felt that nursing school was stressful enough without having to write a speech themselves, so they nominated me. So here I am, tachycardic, diaphoretic, with a hand of tremors. That is, my heart is beating fast, I am sweating profusely, and slightly shaky. For those of you who didn't spend the last 10 months learning a new nursing language. I'll try my best to make this count. First off, I know that my classmates and I have a lot of people to thank. So, thank you to our instructors who shared their knowledge, experience, time, and lots of guidance. Our clinical facilities for sharing in our teaching, and our patients who sometimes had the patience normally reserved for saints as we poked and prodded and asked just one more question and checked just one more blood pressure. I'm sorry I had to wake you from this nap, ma'am. I just missed a few things, only 4 or 5 from my blue/yellow assessment sheet. I'm not sure what it means, but I'll ask the nurse. It's hard to believe that someday soon, some of those students will be saying just that about us. Equally important in this journey, though, are all of you, our families and friends. Thank you for encouraging us, enduring us, both our exhausted nursing school moods and our endless practice assessments in hope of perfecting our skills on you, just so that we could appear competent for our patients. Thank you for believing in us every step of the way, even when we were not so sure of ourselves. Thank you. You have all played a huge part in getting us here. We promise we'll get back to helping around the house after today. The get out of jail free card has officially expired. So seeing how you had to put up with us, I suppose you may want to know what we've learned these last 10 months. Well, you may be surprised. We learned that it depends. We don't know what we don't know. Because, and when all else fails, Google it. Aristotle said, "The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet." I believe Aristotle went to nursing school. In the beginning, we learned nursing fundamentals with a sprinkle of infectious process. As part of this, we learned that VS is for vital signs, not verses. SOB is shortness of breath, and BS is not a far-fetched made-up story, but actually bowel sounds. This was followed by diabetes, mental health, and a breakdown of body systems. Here, we learned that you can take any body part or organ, add itis, and voila, you have a medical diagnosis. This is also where we started self-diagnosing. After we diagnosed ourselves, we diagnosed each other. After we diagnosed each other, we diagnosed all of you. You can go ahead and chalk that up to our delusions of grandeur. In the end, we learned about maternity and pediatrics. Those of us that are parents learned that having children is not only scary, but we really don't know as much as we thought about pregnancy and childbirth. I guess having 5 children is not enough preparation for pediatrics. I would like to take a few moments to highlight a small number of my remarkable classmates. I would like to thank Veronica for providing the Keurig. We would not be able to become nurses without an affinity for coffee. Besides, can you imagine what class would have been like for some people without it? I mean, that total jerk who spent almost every class asleep. How bad would it have been for him without caffeine? I would like to thank Rhonda for your meticulous care of the class mini fridge. Who knows what science projects would have been born from that refrigerator. Heather for always knowing the exact page to turn to in our many books as related to lecture. Christine for real-life stories that tied into the various conditions we studied. Mike for letting us know when a Red Sox game was on. Annie, a lot of us would have faltered in our paperwork without your endless examples. Holly for helping us with maternity. Make sure you take good care of our baby. Dawa, thank you for having the courage to argue the discrepancies that we would not. And Hillary, your calming silence in the back letting us know that we were all too loud. Last but not least, I would like to thank Lucas and Kyle for the three-way bromance. This year would have been a whole lot more difficult and dull without you. We are all here because we made it. We did not falter when we were forced to neglect our families as we pulled all-nighters. As intimidating as clinical was, we learned to adapt and conquer it. We were not beaten by the test with 4 correct answers, with one being slightly more correct than the others. Congratulations, you all made it. As we all enter the field, please keep in mind these words by Anatole France. An education isn't how much you've committed to memory or even how much you know. It's being able to differentiate between what you know and what you don't. What we don't know is what causes the most harm. We have been given the amazing privilege. We are entering a field where we will be able to make positive impact in the hearts and well-being of a great many people. Embrace this. Revel in it. Remember that we are the people we care for. We need to provide them the best care we possibly can. Use the skills and knowledge bestowed on us by our instructors and strive to learn the things you don't. I would like to end on a quote by Rosie Williams. To do what nobody else will do in a way nobody else can do, in spite of all we go through, is to be a nurse. Thank you, and if nothing else, please remember, wash your hands. Nicole and Sherry have a gift that we would like to present to our instructors.
Thank you, guys. And then we have our commencement speaker. Each year, the graduates select a speaker who they feel exemplifies the characteristics of an excellent nurse and who has provided support and encouragement during the year. This year's speaker is Tom Morin, who is a staff nurse at Northampton Pediatrics and also a class graduate of 1993 of our first year of our program. Please welcome Tom.
Wow, well thank you for inviting me here today. I'd forgotten how much fun nursing school is until I just heard Francisco's speech. And well done, Francisco, where are you? Where'd you go? Yep, nice job. So, what a beautiful day for a graduation ceremony. Would you believe after 20 years I finally started wearing scrubs instead of a nice suit and tie that these gentlemen are wearing. I decided to wear that today to kind of hang with you guys, but nobody ever told me how comfortable these things are. And I wish somebody had. They're like wearing sweatpants, for crying out loud. The only problem is they're only held up with a drawstring and they feel like they're going to fall down around my ankles every second. So, but I tied them nice and tight, so that won't happen, okay? So anyways, I'd like to welcome everyone here today, faculty, family members, guests, and of course, you guys, graduates of 2014. You finally made it after 10 long months of hard work, and this is your special day. Having graduated from the program 21 years ago, I know of the many challenges and hurdles you've overcome just to be here today. Of course, this wouldn't be possible without the support of family, friends, and the wonderful teachers who give their love, support, and guidance. So, here you all are on graduation day, and such an exciting day, and now you're ready for the next big step, after a little celebrating, of course, of taking your nursing board exams. Oh, yeah. And I know just the thought of taking the boards can be daunting, but knowing how well your teachers have prepared you, believe me when I say you are as well prepared for doing this as you can possibly be. And after you pass your board exam, your final goal is realized, getting a job in the nursing field. You will find there are many opportunities out there for LPNs, whether it be in long-term care, rehab facilities, a doctor's office, or in public health settings. I was lucky enough to be able to land my dream job just 2 weeks out of school, working in a pediatric doctor's office. And of course, many of you have been teamed up with me on your clinical rotation, so you get to see all the fun we have every day there. And I've been there for over 20 years now, and it's still fun to go to work every day. And perhaps I will even have the pleasure of working with some of you in the future. Who knows, right? So once you're settled into your respective jobs, you will find yourself working as an integral part of a healthcare team. Good communication is essential when you're working as a team, as is helping your teammates whenever possible. And again, as those of you that have been through Northampton Pediatrics see, we work on a team basis. And you know, it's a well-oiled team, and it's very important to work together. Working together will help you accomplish the goal of providing the best patient care possible. And this brings me to what I feel is the most important aspect of being a nurse. Way back 22 years ago when I first signed up for the nursing program, I came from a non-medical background. I asked myself that very question. You know, what does it take to be a good nurse? You know, what you've learned in school is very important, yes, and the many skills you've learned are also important. But I can tell you now, after all of these years, what the most important thing is being compassionate. In this day and age when we can be so consumed with technology, computers, trying to comply with government guidelines, and in general just being overwhelmed and really busy, and sometimes taking the extra time to be compassionate can get lost in the shuffle. So I encourage you to always smile and have a positive attitude, have patience and be a good listener, be an advocate for your patient. Sometimes everyone else is too busy, and ultimately it is your job to make sure all of your patients' needs are met, that all of their concerns are being addressed. You know, if they're scared, reassure them. If they don't know something, educate them. If you don't know something, as Francisco alluded to earlier, ask. Being caring and compassionate, keep that with you always. And the last thing I wanted to address today is paying it forward. When I was in the program, I was impressed at how the nurses in the many clinical settings take the time to work with us, regardless of how busy they were. And I've had the pleasure of working with many of you as you've done your clinical rotation through our office setting. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I also feel it's my obligation to do this, to help others in the manner that help was given to me. So I would like to encourage you to do that if ever you have the opportunity. That's it. Thank you and congratulations.
Thanks very much, Tom. Good advice. So now we will present, Dr. Cheryl Hruska will present the nursing scholarships.
Congratulations, we are incredibly proud of you. As the Chief Academic Officer, I can underscore how hard we know this program is, how high the bar is that the faculty set for you, and so we applaud you. This scholarship that we're going to give today goes to each and every one of you from an anonymous donor, someone whose life was deeply touched by nursing. Just like many of us in this audience who've had someone that we loved receive excellent care from a nurse that made all the difference in that hospital stay, that doctor's office, this donor also is paying it forward because some nurse did well by them, they're doing well by you. So each of you, when you get your diploma, there's going to be a check in there for $150. This is a step, yes, thank you. This is given to you in recognition of the cost of the next step, how important it is that you take that exam, that you move out into the world and use this information just as soon as you can to be giving and expanding what you currently know. So as you graduate today, remember there are many at the college, many in this audience who are applauding and cheering for you, not only for today, but for what you will do. And remember, there's a secret person out there cheering for you too.
That was a surprise too, huh? Okay, so this evening's ceremony includes both the awarding of the graduate certificates and also a pinning ceremony. It is believed that the precedent for nursing pins began when Queen Victoria presented a brooch to Florence Nightingale in 1855. As nursing training schools developed in the late 1800s, but before nurses were licensed, administrators began to award graduates an official pin that distinguished their graduates from others. The earliest known United States School of Nursing pin is believed to be from the Bellevue Hospital Training School and was given to graduates to preserve the identity and uphold the standing of the school and to be a mark of character as well as achievement. A picture of our pin is on the front page of your program. It was designed in 1992 when Greenfield Community College began administration of the Smith Vocational High School Practical Nursing Program. In order to maintain a connection with the original pin and the original program, the blue enameled Florence Nightingale lamp set on a book remains in the center. The book is there to symbolize knowledge, while the lamp has come to represent the light that Miss Nightingale brought to the profession of nursing. On the edge of our pin are the words, "the right to think, the will to learn," which are adapted from the college's school seal. These words are surrounded by laurel leaves, which are also a symbol of learning and knowledge. I hope all of you always wear your pin as a symbol of the pride you take in being a nurse. Congratulations once again. So now we've reached the most important part of the ceremony. Dr. Pura will award the certificates, and the pins will be presented by Ann Forcier and Krista Klein. As each graduate comes up to the stage, I will read a message that they have written to their family and friends. Are we ready? Okay, so first. Derek Apodaca. Derek would like to say to Cher, Jessica Nadeau, Anna Berry, and Colleen Caffrey, without your support and encouragement and your aid, he would not have overcome last year's struggle. Karen Lostowski, you taught him so much more than just prepping for exams. You've been a mentor, instructor, an inspiration, and a friend. Mom and Grandma, without your help and support, he would never have gotten to this point. You've both listened to him at his highs and his lows and always helped him come back on track. He loves you both. He also wanted to thank his instructors from Landmark College who are here today because they have helped him build the foundation needed to be a better student. Chris Chamberlain. First and foremost, Chris wants to thank GCC and everyone involved in the LPN program. Thanks to all her friends and family, to her daughter Kayla, who kept telling Chris how proud she was, to her goober Eli, who was her little distraction, and mostly to her husband Rick, who was her calm during the storm. His love and support was endless. She loves you all to the moon. Kara Cook. Kara gives thanks for her mother Miriam for her support and encouragement, her parents Gordon and Beth, her grandparents Gordon and Marjorie, her friend Adam Shanner for his kindness and for keeping her car running, her friend Paige for providing many delicious meals and a quiet place to study, Sue Tracy for many epiphanies, her minister Kate Stevens and everyone at Ashfield Congregational Church, and her friends and neighbors in Foundry Village. Elizabeth Desmond. Liz would like to thank her wonderful family, her husband Sean and sons Ben and AJ for being so supportive and patient with her for these last 10 months. She loves you so much, and to her clinical group for all of the laughs, vents, frustrations, tears, and fun that they had. Michelle Elsner. Michelle would like to thank her whole family, especially her parents. They have shown her strength, patience, and kindness that she will carry on in her future career. She would like to thank them for all the support they have given her and hopes to continue making them proud with her future achievements. Lucas Scary. Lucas would like to thank his parents Steve and Liz for all their support, help, and patience. He would also like to thank friend and classmate Javi Santiago and his family for their support and help this year. Finally, he would like to thank all of his instructors and teachers for their help and the cool experiences they shared. Maureen Johnson. Maureen would like to thank her family for their patience through this time of achieving her goal. Tony La Rochelle. Tony would like to thank her friends and family for their encouragement and support. Special thanks to her children, Angelique, Josue, Madison, Isaiah, and Kaylee, for their patience and understanding. Ann Lasella. Anne would like to thank first and foremost her family and siblings, especially her dad and Jenna, who not only gave her the means and support, but the motivation to make it through the program. She'd also like to thank her boyfriend Chris and her amazing friends for keeping her grounded and sane during this crazy year. And to her newfound friends from class, I couldn't have done it without you guys, and she'll miss all the fun they had together. Good luck, everyone. Margaret Mena. Margaret would like to give special thanks to God for enabling her to come this far, her husband Deedon, who has been a great support, her son Dylan, and the whole family for the love and support throughout the course. No more schoolwork. She is all yours now. And to all her classmates, she wishes you the very best in your nursing career. God bless. Veronica Mayberry. Veronica would like to say thank you to her mom, boyfriend, 2 sons, and friend Rachel for being supportive and always encouraging her through this program, especially for dealing with all her whining, complaining, and periods of irritability. And lastly, to the girls in the back of the class who have become her friends there, thank you for all the laughs and the study session at Barnes & Noble. You guys have made this year great. Holly Elizabeth McGillicuddy. Holly would like to thank her friends and family for all the support and encouragement that helped her get through the program. Standing here right now wouldn't have been possible without the support you gave. She would also like to thank her clinical group. You guys made clinicals very interesting, never a dull moment. Last but not least, she would like to give a special shout out to the girls in the back of the class. You know who you are. You've made these past 10 months so much fun. Holly is definitely going to miss the all-day study sessions at Barnes & Noble. She couldn't picture this program without you. Christina Faith Millette. Christina wants to thank her family and friends for helping her through all of her schooling. She wants to thank her boyfriend, Nick, for sticking by her through it all. She also wants to thank her class, especially the girls in the back. Claire Mockler Moralia. Claire would like to thank her friends, sisters, and brothers for all their love and support. Claire would like to especially thank her kids, Leaf and Avery, for all their patience and understanding, and their dad for all the pizzas during the past year. Claire wants to express her gratitude to her instructors, Virginia, Ann, and Krista, who have been an inspiration. Malevra Murray. Malevra would like to say thank you, Kevin, for being such a wonderful, loving, supportive husband. Thank you, Nevin, for making great homemade bread, even though she missed many of your concerts and races. Galen, your peanut noodles help nourish you all, and she promises you will go shopping soon. Thank you, Ann, Al, and Sherry, for the long journey. Thank you to her teachers and clinical instructors. Lastly, thank you to her clinical group. You are the best. Kyle Thomas Nelson. Kyle would like to thank Kalina, my mother Lori, Arlene, Grammy, and Carolyn for all the love and support they gave. Thank you. Heather Marie Pedersen. Heather would like to thank Greenfield Community College along with the Veterans Administration Medical Center for giving her the opportunity to continue her education. She is most grateful to her children Abigail and Aiden, her mother Mary, and companion John, who has been her biggest supporter in achieving success in the nursing program. Many thanks to our instructors, classmates, and support staff through a very rigorous 10 months. Best wishes and blessings to everyone in their future endeavors. Hillary Nicole Paquette. Hillary would like to thank all the people in her life who have stood by and supported her while she pursued her dream. To her family, especially her mom and dad, as well as her boyfriend Mike, thank you for your encouragement and support these past 10 months. She would not be here without you. Finally, she owes a lot to the new friends she has made. Despite how difficult the year has been, she'll miss seeing all of you in class and clinicals. Hillary knows you will all be great nurses. Michael Paul Posnick. Mike would like to thank his father for setting a good example and providing such well-trodden footsteps in which to follow. He would like to thank his mother for financial, emotional, and moral support so he can accomplish all his dreams. He would like to thank his grandparents for always believing in him and his brother for listening to all his gory stories from nursing school. Sherry Potts. Sherry would like to thank her family and friends for all their love and support. She couldn't have done this without them. She would also like to give a special thank you to her son, Nicholas. You have taught her patience, love, and most of all, to do her best and forget about the rest. She did it. She loves you guys. Sarah Ann Robbins. Sarah would like to thank her family for all their support over the past 2 years and not allowing her to give up. Each one of you has helped her in your own way. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for always believing in her and teaching her to stay positive no matter what. Grammy and Adam, thank you for being extra helpful with the girls and taking such good care of them. Samantha and Isabella, thank you for being so patient and understanding when your mommy was too busy or stressed out to play and have fun. She can't wait to spend lots of time with you this summer. She is truly blessed to have all of you in her life, and you all made this possible for her. Monica Rumyash. Monica would like to thank her family, friends, teachers, and classmates for all the support this year. She couldn't have done it without you. The best of luck to all of you nurses. Francisco Javier Santiago. Javi would like to thank his beautiful wife, Fawn, our 5 children, Kaylin, Nereida, Amaya, Bienvenido, and Zoe. Without you, he would probably still be wondering what he's going to do with his life. Last and far from least, he would like to thank his niece Jocelyn Adorno and nephew Lazarus Santiago. Without you, none of this would have been possible. You are definitely all-stars, though he still doesn't like you. Rhonda M. Stefanelli. Rhonda would like to thank her dad, Chauncey, for his financial support, her mom, Georgette, for her emotional support. She knows you are here in spirit. Her husband, Bill, and her children, Brad and Rachel, for standing by her side. Last but not least, her friends and coworkers who encouraged her to keep going. Nicole Talbot. Nicole would like to thank her family and friends who have given her endless support. She would especially like to thank her parents, Jim and Nancy, who have made it possible for her to have this opportunity. She would also like to thank her boyfriend, Quincy. It is their support and love that has made this truly possible. And thank you to the class for making the long days somewhat bearable. Kirsten Thompson. Kirsten would like to say thank you to her mom, Carol, and dad, Steve, for teaching her to have the compassion and empathy for others that will be so critical in her nursing career, and for always supporting her in all of her adventures. Thank you to her incredible husband, Josh. Your support has allowed her to pursue her dreams, no matter how long they have taken. She will always be thankful for your endless patience and love. She loves you. Dawa Zaring. Dawa is proud and privileged to be a part of Greenfield Community College, and especially its reputed LPN program. On this auspicious day, he would like to extend his deepest gratitude to all faculty members, admission, financial aid, library, advising center, and his professors for helping him in many ways. He would also like to thank from the core of his heart the coordinator of the program, that's me, Professor Ann Forcier and Professor Krista Klein, for their knowledge, expertise, and committed dedication. Dawa says he will do his best in sustaining the proud image of the GCC LPN program. He would like to thank his unit manager, Debbie, for helping him with a work schedule, and last but not least, he would like to thank his wife and 4 kids for supporting him through the program. Kelsey E. Waldron. Kelsey would like to thank her friends and family, especially her mom and dad, her grandparents, her brothers, and Ryan, who have supported her along the way. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Also, thank you to the class for believing, even when the end never seemed near. Jen Williams. Jen would like to thank her 4 amazing children who have suffered far too many pizza nights, John for his support through the years, her fantastic friends in both the front and back of the class, and the many beautiful, caring, inspirational nurses who encouraged her through this journey, especially her mother, Vanessa, and her best friends, Adrian and Stacy. Love you and thanks always. So finally this evening, I would just like to thank the Veterans Affairs Medical Center in Leeds for providing the practical nursing program with a home. Our program was originally administered by the Smith Vocational High School and had been located there since the early 1960s. I've never been able to find the exact date it started. In 1992, administration was transferred to the Greenfield Community College, and now we have been at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center for 14 years and have built a successful association between the hospital and the college. So in closing, I would like to quote Dr. Seuss, who said, "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away." May I present the graduates of the class of 2014 of the Greenfield Community College Practical Nursing College. I ask that the center aisle remain clear until the graduates have all left the room. Thank you and good night.